there we are. The sisters board, all ready for our kill team. Hello? Hey, Dave. Sorry, I can't hear you over the small child screaming in the background. Oh, that's yours. Oh, it's happened. What about the kill team? Battle report. The launch of the sisters? The extremely important back kit, which has got tons of really cool models? I guess I'll see you in 4 weeks. Okay. Bye. Jazza!
You called? It's tabletop time. What's this here for?
This was what we were going to be playing the Sisters and Trader Guard Kill Team, the battle report on.
Oh, I recall that being scheduled for tomorrow. Guess we don't need this anymore.
Cool, that'll look flawless.
So the cats are away, as they say.
That makes us mice.
Time to play.
All right. The original board was basically the interior of a cathedral in the land of the Sisters of the Old Blood. But we want to get a snapshot of the actual cities. So we're gonna do a cityscape.
We have now creative freedom over the entire launch of Dave and Jen's treasured project. We get to launch in whatever way we want, and we want to make a big board. A new one.
With lots of chaos.
And we'll do another battle report as well, later. We promise.
Don't, no.
So this is literally kill team board measurement.
Yeah, this is the actual size.
And you've printed stuff.
Yeah, 1 or 2 little bits, you know.
So with a little bit of sorting and organizing, we grouped together the different portions of 3D prints ready to build a plan for our cityscape. Bridge, where are bridges? Ooh, what if the centerpiece area is a bridge?
Yeah.
Because that could give us, a bottom layer could be like a river of blood.
Yeah, or just like even having that as like a border would be kind of cool.
Do they have rivers of blood in the law?
Not that much.
Dave's not here. They could be rivers of blood in our law. There is. Yep.
I'm a bit concerned who's doing all this bleeding, but...
The babies. It's just the old blood.
Who's bleeding babies? They don't have that much blood.
Lots of babies, Murray. Do you know what? I think the best thing to do is build level 1, figure out the next level after we have level 1. That's what we need to do.
Because that's how the town was made. It was one level and then another.
Exactly.
This can only go well.
Yep.
So while Jazza works on the first level, I get to work on the second level, putting emphasis on more bridge work going across the entire thing, and hopefully a big building to start arcing into the middle of the board, for both visual interest and also to provide some line of sight blocking.
Meanwhile, with Murray's help cutting out a second layer of the thin foam for the first level of the board, I also decided to place stairs, making the bottom layer playable area. Every space on this board will be usable, including the River of Blood. Yay! All right, let's reconvene and see where we're at. I've got, this is basement, layer 1, bridge, and we're just gonna have 1 more of those, which will go over here.
I think I might end up tearing something out here, maybe over here. Yep. This is going to attach to
that's cool.
here,
right?
And also go on a bit of an angle.
Well, what if I literally just cut like that, and we'll shove it in? Ready?
Should be right.
It's cut and shove, and it will make it fit. We'll like grind that off or whatever.
Yeah.
Or cut and shove. See? We've got a new philosophy. It's all about cut and shove. Look at that! If it works, it f***ing works.
I don't want to encourage him.
Let's just start gluing. We cut and shove, and we guess and glue. Yeah, poetic. Rather than slide this around, let's just, there you go, stay.
Oh, I was going to have it at an angle.
Yank and what's that worth?
No. Sorry, children.
That's way cooler. You've got a whole level and an open area. I guess we're gonna work on level 2 without a plan again.
Hell yeah, consistency. Oh, almost. Again.
Okay. So as we built our next layers up, I had a bit of a genius idea that, makes better use of the foam that we've already gratuitously slapped in here. And that is to cut out the shape of the next level up, attach all of the walls, and then use the overhang of the walls at the bottom to glue to the layer below. Now, obviously there's a slight stability issue, and that is that it's missing a whole bunch of support underneath at the back. But hey, that's nothing a few blocks of foam glued together and hidden from view can't fix.
Meanwhile, I'm working on my tower, which will have the off-canter bridge attached to it, which is going to lead up to an area that's going to be cordoned off by a big building that's going to be attached to the edge of a cliff overhanging the center of the map.
In theory, this will be the base of our table, something like that. And then we go like this. Ugh, that's terrible. What have I done? Oh my God. What was the guess and glue? We need a guess and glue, right? Because we need exactly this width bridge for that to go there. It's not going to be the most accurate measurement, but if it's not exactly right, cut and shove. Was it cut and shove?
I think it's cut and shove.
No, we're not yet. Guess and glue, just like the pros do. Can you add that in post? Can you make me look really cool and like a...
We don't have that much of a budget.
We do, I just don't want it.
We might, with enough support from this video's sponsor, with enough support, no, go check out and segue to the... Stop what you're watching right now!
No, don't stop watching.
That was the worst way.
Stay here!
So we just want to interrupt for just a second to mention the Sisters of the Old Blood backer kit, and we need your support.
This is one of the steps that we are making towards having our own in-world, in-channel universe. We're making awesome miniatures and we need your help to make it happen.
Absolutely. We're building off of the success of the Kindred of the Abyss campaign set in the same universe. This is another faction in that world. If you love vampires, if you love dark Victorian vibes, if you love Lovecraftian nightmares, you are going to love Sisters of the Old Blood. The team has worked so hard on this whole endeavor and there are some amazing designs you can go check out. And as you will have seen through the Kindred of the Abyss, the better the backer kit does, the more models we can produce. So this is a fantastic way to get into the ground floor for a really cheap price because the amount of models you get for that low price just expands as the campaign succeeds.
A bunch of stretch goals that unlock stuff like special named characters.
More lore, more models, all the way up to an insane, massive train that will be playable in our future game. All of this can be yours if the campaign's a success and if you back now.
So if you would like to support small companies that are making miniatures in this day and age, please go check it out.
And thank you so much to anyone who supports the backer kit. It's a direct support to the channel and the team who have put in all this work to bring it to life, just like we are bringing our board to life. We should go back to work.
Yeah, and you should go back to watching the rest of the video. It's there.
What is this slow drying bull crap? Look, I'm Murray and I plan ahead.
This is what he hired me to do.
All right, look at that. Oh, continuity, swap sides. There you go. Tower, bridge, right. So now we can pick our position.
I reckon a bit of an angle.
Right.
There, so probably...
Come back a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You know how this goes. Say it with me. Cut and shove. Oh my God, we got merch out of this, guys. Cut and shove, guess and glue. What team are you? Are you
And then at the bottom it just says, yank and just cuts off.
Okay, cut and shove. Works every time. Happy with the position? You have 3 seconds to confirm or deny.
No.
When you have gaps like this, you're worried about stability, you just go like that. Which is hot glue, just shove it in there. It melts the foam a little bit too, which adds to the structural.
Yeah, maybe don't put so much in because it takes longer to cool.
It's officially locked in place. There's still a few little bits missing, like the bridge and
Yeah.
Oopsie. There's also this really cool like edge here on the side of the bridge. We're gonna slice this edge of the bridge, you can use as banisters or walls, just like a few sections to make it make a little more structural sense and add depth.
Yeah, bit more detail.
But honestly, like this is like 80% of the structure. As we sort of finalize this, bring up this next level, it's about putting in the terrain and texture.
Hell yeah.
This is why I love boards. So now that we've really got the layers of this kind of coming together and finalizing, it's time to start looking at the surfaces. So I started to move on to the surfaces, and there were a few ways we could have gone about this, but in the end I decided to actually do some foam clay, which sounds like a weird way to go, but hear me out. Basically what you do is you smear this stuff. It's kind of magic.
It's Play-Doh.
It's basically like, it's Play-Doh, but it feels super light and foamy. But it spreads really smooth. You sort of get it nice and flat, and then if you use a roller straight on it, it can be super sticky and pull it up. But if you sort of dip it a little bit in some plaster or sculptor mold and shake it off, that basically acts like flour when you're trying to knead bread dough, meaning that the roller won't stick to it and I can indent the patterns of the roller, in this case cobblestone, anywhere I want. So I basically do this for the whole thing. There are some areas that are a little less appealing, but also it's a big janky old city that has hundreds, maybe thousands of years of degradation and rebuilding, and we're also going to cover up some of the worst areas with rubble and junk later.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be working more on this centerpiece, this big rocky outcrop in the center of the board that's going to house an entire house. However, it's not looking too rocky, so I need to fix that. I'm going to take some plaster molds of, well, rock, and I'm going to apply them all over the front here, both cutting them into shape and also just breaking them over the surface of this sort of rounded piece of foam, which will help literally wrap around it. And then later we can fill in the gaps with our last step. Let him cook!
It's beautiful!
Ta-da!
It looks so freaking cool.
This feels like, I don't know, something that you'd see in like like Warhammer World or something, with like the armies running up it or something.
4 layers of playable terrain. How cool is that?
That's pretty sweet.
This is actually like almost, like once this set's almost ready to paint, but there are a few gaps that need filling. The roller doesn't look amazing or something, you know, but there's an easy solution to that. Allow me to show you something pretty magic. Step 1, get a bucket. Who's cleaned all our buckets? Where is my bucket?
How dare it be actually usable?
Can't work in these conditions. So we want sculptor mold, PVA. Wasn't even hard. Bit of glue. That's all there was in here. Bit of black paint, and then a bunch of shit. Rocks is good. Sand, even better. Perfect. So, and branch it little sticks.
Ground cover.
Yes. Foam bricks that were carefully cut for another project. Just like Grandma used to make. So when I mix all this up, we use this in the corners and at the edges, give us that little bit of texture. And you'll find that once we sort of start painting things, they'll start to sort of sing gently out with their own little song of texture.
Kill me.
Now I'm going to do a big clump here because we have a big gap there we need to fill. So I don't know, where's a rock? Just sort of shove that in there a little bit.
Yeah, that looks nestled in there.
Cool. And it doesn't seem all that stable right now, but remember, this is all like glue and plaster. So once it's dry, it'll be locked in.
All right, this has been drying overnight. This is now ready to paint, so let's get started. So since we've used multiple materials here, printed filament, foam clay, sculpted, and polystyrene, I'm going to give the entire thing a primer using black paint. And because we haven't sealed the polystyrene, we can't use aerosols on it, but that's fine. I'm going to use an airbrush, and I want to get into all the finicky little details, nooks and crannies anyway. It works out. And so I'm just going to go ahead and give this a nice even coat of black all over, so I cannot see any color in any recess. And then when that's done, it's time to start slapping down all the interesting undertones, all the colors and nuance that I want to be in the shadows. Creepy blues and greens, and even just a little hint of red. As you saw from the key art, there's a bit of a creepy blood moon almost happening. It's not all the time, I'm sure they can schedule their calendars by it, but it will give this really nice dark mood to the city, like you're about to encounter a boss fight or something. Then it's time to start bringing out all the details, making the textures come to life as we pick them out out with more airbrushing and some dry brushing. And I'm just going to be using the same technique but with different colors to create interest and some variation across the entire board. Ta-da!
This is amazing. This is so cool. Oh my God. Now, River of Blood.
All right, lay it on me, or the board.
Here's my plan. We're going to generously dry brush the Blood of the Blood God technical effect in all of the lowest parts of the riverbed, all of the flat area.
Okay.
All right.
If I look like I'm worried, it's because I am.
Now my thinking behind this process is that with a first layer of a slightly opaque, slightly translucent, meant to look like blood effect going down there, we'll get some of those details and the crevices to pop out and a little bit of that deeper red shading underneath what will be my resin layer on top.
No one cared who I was until I put on the mask. Great upshot of my nostrils, yes.
Now my intent with the resin layer on top was to mix in alcohol ink, red alcohol ink to color the resin red, which in the past, this kind of thing has always worked. So I was very confused when the UV resin turned orange. At least I avoided the mistake happening on the board. So I learned from that and adapted by instead pouring down clear UV resin all over this River of Blood area, letting it spread and then setting it with UV. Once the UV resin was nice and set, so where instead of mixing the red ink in with the resin, we instead painted on top of the resin with the red alcohol ink, which is translucent, will give this really nice glossy deep red glaze over top that you'll be able to see through enough, but not so much that it doesn't look like thick viscous blood. But at the same time, I still want this to be playable area. I want it to be clear that the ground is not far beneath it. They're just getting their feet nice and red as they splash about in the bottom level of this Kill Team board. This is another improvisational thing, which I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, or a great idea. So we've put down the alcohol ink top coat, which as you can see, beautifully gives it this gorgeous deep red glaze, almost look like glistening. It's very cool. I want to spray isopropyl alcohol both to soften the look of brush strokes on top with the blood, but also hopefully soften the edges. Let's see what that looks like. Instead of brush stroke look, I want to get more of a water surface look. I think it was a good idea. That's cool. Yeah, you can see it actively start to like separate, which I think creates a really cool, almost like web-like texture that feels like the oozing of blood clumping and spreading. And you can see further beneath it between. We have a river of blood! River of blood! That looks cool, man. That looks cool. Yeah.
It is time to thank our patrons. You are the lifeblood of this channel, just as this river of blood flows through this city.
You flow through us. That sounds weird.
Oh,
no,
that's a higher tier.
You guys literally make Tabletop Time possible. We're so grateful, and these are just a few of the names of the people that make this channel survive.
If you'd like to join our Patreon, the links are in the description. You get to chat with us more one-on-one and even show us what you're working on, and we'll give some direct feedback.
You too could contribute your blood to our river, metaphorically.
Although, that blood's creepy.
It's good, isn't it? It's like a nice pop of color right in the middle.
It also turned out so well. I was concerned, not because I doubted you, but because of the PTSD that Tabletop Time has with resin.
Well, resin is one of those things, like there are imperfections, but if it works even 80, 90% of what you hope, always elevates the project.
Absolutely.
This is so cool. And the coolest part is this is the start. This is the foundation.
So if you want to see more, check out next week's video in which we add to this and make it a proper city.
Yeah, I shouldn't say things we want to do.
All right, shoot.
LEDs in the buildings, like
I mean,
glowing red lights, or like.
That'd be cool.
Oh man, come on.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, maybe a separate video. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. But as far as like the foundation goes, this is so epic. I can't wait to see this in some sort of action. But even with what we've got here, this is amazing.
I'm so happy with how it turned out.
Absolutely.
Like it's got like zany little alleys and platforms. It's gonna look so much more lived in once it's got stuff on it.
This is so good. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, this is all to highlight and talk about how cool the Sisters of the Old Blood is. We are bringing that world to life, but you can help us bring the Sisters of the Old Blood to life by going to our backer kit and supporting the Sisters of the Old Blood. Please go become a backer and help us make the Sisters of the Old Blood happen. We have such epic designs and plans.
That was a really good analogy.
Was it?
But this was all really achievable, like foam and sculpt it. And
Dude, we
it's plastic.
blocked this whole thing together in like
about that.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Just by 3D printed foam. Oh my God. Anyway,
awesome.
I love this hobby. This is fun.
Hell yeah, yeah. Well, building's the best.
Yay. Guess we don't need this anymore. All right, and then cut. No cathedrals were harmed in the filming of this
Yeah,
video.
put this at the end of the video for God's sake.
Because I can see the visual effects that you're going to pull off on. They'll be too convincing.
Yeah.
So, and then you're over here, and we're just doing a 1, 2, 3.
Cool, that'll look flawless.